scandal and vice.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Naughty But Nice Show. I'm your host, Rob Shooter. I am an entertainment reporter, a gossip columnist here in New York, and each week we're going to bring you the biggest stories. Me and the best reporter I know, and she's not only a great reporter, she's an even better human being, my best friend, Delana Dixon.
Oh my goodness, Rob, you flatter me too much, but you know what? You are telling the truth. I am one of the best reporters in New York City, and I'm sitting next to this great human being as well. And we have so much to share with people because we've been in this industry for a minute. We've been doing this for a while.
For 30 years, we've worked in the entertainment business. I started as a celebrity publicist for different stars like Jennifer Lopez, you might have heard of her, and Bon Jovi, Alicia Keys, and then I moved into the reporting business, and I've been doing that for at least now 20 years. Delana, you've been doing this just as long and just as successfully.
I've been in this business for a minute. I started working at VH1. I was doing contracts for musicians and TV people, and then I went to TV Guide. I wrote about soap operas back then. Then I spent some time at OK Magazine where I met you, Mr. Shooter, and it changed my life a little bit. And then, talk about full circle, I found myself back at VH1 working on a little show we did together called The Gossip Table, where we brought you all the sassiest and sexiest gossip that you would ever want to know. And we had a great time that day.
A blast. But enough about us. It's lovely to get to know each other, but we know why you're here. It's the celebrity stories. That's what we want to hear. So let's jump into our show. What time is it, my friends? It is tea time. Join along, sing along at home. So a big story, the lead story of the day is Blake Lively and Taylor Swift. So you've probably been hearing about this. There's Taylor there with her fabulous cat. I love that picture. And there's Blake looking fabulous on the cover of Vogue. These two were the best of friends. They were always together, they were always hanging out, and then suddenly everything fell apart. Let me explain what happened. So, Blake got into a legal battle with her co-star and also the director of It Ends With Us, a movie, a very successful movie that she was in. And so that did not go well, and then he countersued her. And that's when Taylor Swift got pulled into this. His lawyer tried to subpoena Taylor's texts to see how involved in this she was. Well, Taylor was having none of that. Her father ultimately handed over the text, and so this ugly sort of business, this relationship has really hurt their friendship, Misty. They're not friends at the moment.
And you know how I feel when a friendship comes to an end. It makes me so incredibly sad. These girls were best buds. It actually ends with them. But you have to understand, even though Taylor loves to sing about people in her songs that she's no longer dealing with, in this case, she wanted nothing to do with Blake. She didn't want to be subpoenaed. She didn't want to share her text. She just wanted to stay away from it. And now we have to talk about why these girls are moving on from one another and why Taylor wants to get away. It's because it's a brand. You have to understand both these women, they are brands within themselves, and having this kind of situation where they're dealing with legal aspects of their case, it's just going to hurt Taylor's brand. So that's one of the reasons she had to step away.
Yeah, my sources are telling me that Taylor was much more understanding about this mess than her dad. Taylor's dad was a stockbroker, very educated. He's very involved in the Taylor Swift business. He's not technically her manager, but he's certainly her number one advisor. So she listens to her dad. They don't want this mess. We love covering messy celebrities. We love those Real Housewives and all those reality stars. Taylor Swift is not that. No. She is a professional, she's on time, and that's why her business is worth over $1 billion. And they're certainly not going to let Blake Lively's messy situation. This is a real lawsuit. It's really ugly. It's going to go to court next year. So we've got a whole year of talking about this. I feel bad, though, that a work problem, Mr. has ultimately ended up now being a personal problem. They fell out.
Well, I have to tell you, I was actually at Another Simple Favor, which is a movie that Blake Lively did with Andra Kendrick. So I was there, and actually they wouldn't let the press go to the party. And we'll talk about parties in a minute, but because they didn't want anybody getting to Blake and asking questions about the situation. Though I did see her at another event, I have to tell you, Blake didn't seem to have a care in the world. She certainly wasn't thinking about Taylor Swift at that time. She was making pasta, so she seemed to be having a good time. But yes, it's so challenging when your work gets involved into your personal relationships, and this is what's happening between these two women. But again, like I said, they have to protect their brands, or for Taylor's case, she has to protect her brand. Now, the question is, can they ever come back together? We'll have to wait and see.
It's a really hard one because they really were friends. They weren't those silly showbiz friends. They were real friends. But when a friend drags you into a legal situation, that's when it gets really, really serious. I know my sources are telling me that Taylor would like them to settle this. They would like for this lawsuit to go away. Serious accusations. She accused him of sexual harassment. He fought back with a $400 million lawsuit saying it was defamation. And so this has got really nasty. It's not going to go away from anytime soon. And let's remember here, Taylor's just finished a massive world tour. I think it's the highest grossing tour in the history of pop music. Bigger than Michael Jackson, than Madonna even at her peak. Taylor is bigger than that. What Taylor Swift is not just a remarkable musician. She's a remarkable business person.
Yep.
And she knows when to pull back. So all my insiders are telling me she wants to disappear. The reason we've not seen a photograph of her in several months is she doesn't want to be in the press. And she had this whole strategy to not be oversaturated. And it was working until she got dragged in to this really messy lawsuit.
Taylor is so smart. She knows you do a concert, you're out on the tour for a year, which she did. You get billions of people to come to see you, and then you step away, you disappear.
Right.
There's some other people who could take that lesson, but we won't say names. Still, because she knows when you pull back, then when she finally does drop an album, everybody's all over it. So she has a strategy. And for her strategy to get messed up by something that she's not even really involved with, I know that girl ain't happy. She is not happy.
Not happy, which brings us to our poll question of the day. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift are no longer friends. In fact, Taylor's daddy has got involved in this, and so it gets even more complicated. Our question, though, is not complicated. Our question is quite simple. Do you think that these two ladies can ever be friends again? Can they kiss and make up? Maybe they've got to wait for this lawsuit to go away. Maybe they need a judgment here. But what do you think? Will they ever be friends again? Go vote on our Twitter page at Naughty Nice Rob. Our Facebook page is Naughty Gossip. And be sure to check back next show to hear your results. Hey, Miss D, what are you working on?
Well, we are going to talk about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Now, can you believe it? They have been married for 7 years. I know. They got married back in 2018 at Windsor Castle, right? They got married back in 2018 at Windsor Castle. It was a beautiful ceremony. At 7 years later, and now I know where they spent their anniversary.
Exclusive.
Let me tell you. So they were in Arizona, and they went to a luxurious spa. You know, they wanted to get a little rub down. I understand you're with your man, girl. Enjoy it. Now, Meghan wanted to let us in on how the last 7 years of their life have been. So she posted on her Instagram all these little pictures of her husband, her 2 kids, just saying that there's a lifetime of memories over the last 7 years. Now, I need to speak to y'all people who keep asking them when are they going to get divorced. Listen to me. Listen to Miss D. When you marry a prince and he's a good man, like Prince Harry, you ain't going nowhere. And Meghan is not leaving. I'm sorry. I know they do their own projects, and she's got her show on Netflix with Love Meghan, and he does stuff with his charities. But they he's not leaving her, and
They're not
she's
leaving.
not leaving him. What do you think, Rob?
We've been reading, we've been listening to these headlines for a long time. Let me tell you, we've been covering them since the day they met. I used to work for the British royal family, so I know there's a lot of people on television telling you about the royals. I'm one of the few people here on television who actually worked for this family. All my insiders tell me they are absolutely in love, and I think the battle with the family has actually made them stronger. They have a very much feeling it's us against the world, and I get why they feel like that. But these two, very much in love. I do think there are a few issues, though, that every relationship has, that we have in life, which is love's great, but it's not exactly going to pay the bills. And he's used to living in a palace. He likes a very large life. So I think they've still got to figure out, Misty, what do they do? Like, who are they? And the irony here is, the thing that makes them really interesting is the one thing they don't want to talk about, which is the royal family. So if they're not going to go on a reality show and talk about the palace, talk about Kate Middleton, they're not going to do that. What are they going to do?
Well, we've had this discussion before because they're trying to get some gigs where they talk to people. And one of the things we want to let Meghan know that she could do is actually become a dating expert. I mean, she married a prince. And if she goes to women and says, this is what you need to do to land a prince in your life. Now, he doesn't have to actually be royalty, but if he's a good man and he treats you like a queen, that's a book and a show I would buy. I would be first in line.
Meghan, if you listen, if you're watching right now, hey, hello, thank you for watching. But I think Miss D is really onto something.
Yes.
Dating with Meghan, matchmaker Meghan, I can see that. Now, she is doing her pots of jams. She's got her lifestyle brand out there that's okay, it's not doing so well, but it's just
her
it's
show,
just started.
Netflix
She's got a
show.
Netflix show. She has her podcast. I think the thing is here is after 1 billion people watch your wedding, and that's how many people watch that wedding, 1 billion people. After 1 billion people watch your wedding, what do you do next? And they've not yet figured that out. We hope they will. It's tricky, isn't it? I know too, I had an exclusive report this week, Miss D, that they're going to try and get on the lecture circuit.
Yes.
It's a really profitable thing to do. A lot of celebrities, politicians, they go on this circuit and they can earn $1 million, $1 million a speech. However, the price for Harry and Meghan, it's not $1 million, it's $250,000. And get this, it kills me, they're not getting booked. Because what would they talk about for 40 minutes?
Yeah, $250,000. Hello. Yes, I'd like to get booked for that. As you said, they need to talk about their lives, how they got to where they are. But we also know that when they talk about their lives, sometimes it comes off a little bit like they're whining. So maybe it's time to leave that behind. I mean, Harry is very into charitable things, so he can talk about running a charity. That could be something that he could teach. He could use his skills as an entrepreneur and how he runs his charity, if he knows how, because he's been royal for a long time. I know they had the firm that took care of him, but I'm sure he's learned at this point. And again, for Meghan, talk about dating, you can talk about lifestyle. There are things that they can discuss, but you gotta have a niche. You gotta have something specific that you can put on that banner so people know exactly what you're talking about.
Now, you've met her. I've interviewed her a few times.
She's have met her.
Absolutely gorgeous. She's very smart. I think that she knows what she wants, and a lot of times people criticize her for being just a strong human being, and so we're not going to do that here on this show. But what is she like, Misty? What's she actually like?
She was actually very pleasant to me, and I think Rob is hinting at a little story that we had go down quite a few years ago. So I did meet her at the Television Critics Conference, and someone snapped a cute little photo of us. Several years have passed, and all of a sudden I get a phone call saying, are you Meghan Markle's mom? And I'm like, excuse me? So what had happened is that picture had been picked up by an English newspaper. When she announced her engagement, they had put her mom's name in, Doria Ragland, but they had used my picture. And thank goodness people were saying, you don't look old enough to be Meghan's mom. Now, I will say I'm a teeny bit older, but yes, that would have been a very, very unusual pregnancy. But I do have a soft spot for my daughter. So, and I want her to be happy, and I want her to be able to pursue all the things that she's interested in. I think she wants to do so much more, but there's so much pushback on everything she tries to do. So it's baby steps.
It's baby steps. And I promise you, once our show is a huge hit, please watch. Our executive producer, the wizard behind the show, Rich, will find that picture and we will show it you. We can't do it today, we can't afford it. But once the show is a big hit, we'll show you that picture. Okay, moving along, another big story of the week that everybody is talking about is Hoda Kotb. She's back in the news because she's launching a new brand. It's a lifestyle brand, not that dissimilar actually from what Meghan Markle is trying to do. But however, the reason we're talking about her is there's also a story out there that she's going to replace Kelly Clarkson. So Kelly Clarkson, there she is, fabulous TV host. She was the first winner of American Idol. She's been in our lives now for over 20 years. I broke the story that Kelly is not enjoying doing a daily talk show. It's a real grind. She gets paid a lot of money for it. However, she would rather be on the road. She's a performer in her blood. She's a singer. She's someone that loves being up on stage, Misty. She doesn't want to be stuck in a studio. We love it, but she doesn't want to be stuck in a studio. So I understand it now. It's a very, very profitable show. So NBC would be irresponsible to not come up with a safety list, with a list of people who could fill in. Top of that list is Hoda. And so that's how that story came about. So I don't think they've offered Hoda the job. Kelly's contract is through next year, so it's not going to be in 10 minutes, but that's how that story happened.
I don't know if Hoda is going back to television. If for anybody who has been on the set of a show such like Kelly Clarkson, or you think about Tamron Hall, you think, oh, I'm watching for an hour and it's easy peasy. Let me tell you, this is a whole day experience because you have all these different types of segments that happen on the show. So it's not like us, we're just sitting here and we're chilling, which is very, very nice and we love it. But if you're doing a cooking segment and a singing segment and a makeup segment, all of those, and they do them over and over again if it's not a live show. So you can be talking about 9-10 hour days and that can be a grind. We did a TV show.
It's a grind.
And it's tough.
It is a grind and she really does want to get back on the road. Her heart's in performing, so Hoda's not going to replace Kelly. I wouldn't be surprised if Kelly leaves that show next year when her contract expires. She's not quitting, she's not walking out. You're going to hear rumours that she's leaving. That's not true. She might not renew her contract, and I'm sure Hoda's at the top of the list. But Hoda's new lifestyle company had a launch party a couple of nights ago here in New York at Chelsea Piers, and Hoda was radiant and glowing. And I spoke to some investors in her company, and they told me if this company is a hit, Hoda could buy the Kelly Clarkson show. Like she would be, and it sounds crazy, doesn't it? But if you think of these celebrities, Jessica Simpson, these celebrities who are now worth $1 billion, Kim Kardashian, it's not from TV, it's not from singing songs, it's from endorsements and products.
Absolutely, you got to get the products out there. Now, people do stay on television so they can keep pushing the products, but when you're somebody like a Jessica Simpson, a Kim Kardashian, a Hoda, you get your name out there and people just want to buy because they believe in you from what they've seen in the past or what they've loved in the past or what they've loved, hated in the past. So that's the lane that she wants to go down. And let's face it, she has children. That's one of the reasons she left today. She wanted to see her daughters grow up, and you have to respect that. And if I could sit at home and have my products sell and watch TV all day, well, we know Hoda won't be watching TV all day. She'll be busy. But spending time with my kids, that's all I want to do.
We'll get there, Misty. We'll have a product in 6 months, I promise you. Sort of. Okay, moving along. So we talked about Hoda having an amazing launch party for her new lifestyle brand. It's called Joy 101. That was a big party. However, the biggest party of the week was not Hoda. It was a party that Miss D went to. It was the Sex and the City premiere party. There it is. And what is it called? Just like that. Oh, how was it?
And just like that, I was on the guest list. So it was to celebrate the launch of season 3, which is starting tonight, May 29th, and we've all been waiting for it for 2 years. So I got my invitation. Of course, I ran out and got the prettiest dress I could find. arrived at the site, made sure my name was on the list, and let me tell you, everybody was there. So you get there and you see, of course, Sarah Jessica Parker, Kristen Davis, Cynthia Nixon, Nicole Ari Parker, and Sarita Chowdhury, who are now part of the core cast. They're in that opening photo.
Yeah.
So these are the new girls, the new Sex and the City girls. The party was great. I saw some hot fellows there. You know what I'm talking about. And they definitely were carrying some tasty bread, I must say. And Rob, I didn't see you there. What happened?
I wasn't invited. If you're watching Sarah Jessica, hello. I wasn't invited. I think these parties, they're very interesting because they want the publicity. They want you and me there. They want reporters there. They want journalists there. But they also want very, very nice coverage. And I can be a little bit naughty. As well as nice, I'm a little bit naughty. And so I wasn't invited to this one, but I could have been your plus one.
I know. Did I forget? Yeah. Did you not get my call? No.
I did.
So yes, I totally understand that. And yes, I'm known as a friendly reporter, so that's why I got my invitation. But I will tell you this, when you go to a party like this one, you're not working the party per se. Yes, you're kind of seeing what's going on, and that's why some of the more serious celebrity gossip people don't get invited to the parties because they might report what they saw in a corner happening. But you're good. You're naughty, but you're nice. But so you're not there to do your reporting. You're really there to have a good time. And that's exactly what I did. I had a fantastic time at the party. Notice John Corbett.
Oh,
he was there surrounded by so many young gals. The Gen Z girls have just discovered Sex and the City. They're watching the old shows, which are back, and they're full regalia, all the nude scenes are back. So they're really enjoying that. And I saw Michael Patrick King, he's the producer of the show. He was dancing until the wee hours of the night. And I can give you this as fact, because I was there dancing until the wee hours of the night.
It was the party of the year. Honestly, I'm so happy. I really am. I'm so happy with that. And just so you know, just take us inside these parties. Everything's free. The booze is free. The food is free.
Yes,
you don't
of course. It's a party. You got an invitation, so you don't have to bring anything. Make sure your name is on the list, because there's always a young girl, usually in black, standing at the front of the door saying, are you here? Are you on the list? And the more intense the party, the scrutiny becomes even more. I mean, there's security men outside. So if you're thinking about trying to crash the party, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to work.
And then you get in, there's food, there's music, there's dancing.
Sounds great.
Such a good time.
Take me next time. Okay. Quickly, this story is blowing up this week, so we definitely wanted to bring it to you. Calvin Klein has a new spokesperson, a new model. It is Bad Bunny. Oh, boom, there he is. That poster is all around New York. That's actually a selfie he took, a little cheeky devil, revealing a lot there. The story, though, that I think is so interesting is they change celebrities a lot. There's been a lot of famous people, probably Marky Mark is the most famous, but they've had a lot of stars do this. I am told that Bad Bunny's underwear is outselling Justin Bieber, who was the past spokesperson. Whose underwear would you rather wear? Justin Bieber's, Bad Bunny? Let us know. And while you're at it too, don't forget to vote. Go and vote on our poll at the top of the show. Can Blake Lively and Taylor Swift, can they ever become friends again? Hey, go vote on our Twitter page at Naughty Nice Rob, and also to our Facebook page, which is Naughty Gossip. And be sure to check back next week to hear your results. And now it's my favorite part of the show. It's our nicest of the day.
Well, our nicest of the day is Queen Latifah. And for all the living single fans out there, I've got good news for you. She is ready for a reboot, okay? You remember, this was a show, it took place in the 90s. It was about 4 black women living their best lives in Brooklyn, New York. 3 of them shared a brownstone. The 4th one was there so much she should have paid rent. I'm talking to you, Max. So Ebony Magazine actually reported that Queen Latifah said that the women are all in a group chat. They talk all the time. They love each other, and they would love to bring the show back, but it's all about scheduling. Everybody's got their different projects. But Kim Coles and Erica Alexander, who are on the show, have a new podcast called Reliving. And of course, Queen Latifah's listening to it. So this might happen. And I'm going to tell you what Khadijah is up to. Well, what she thinks Khadijah is up to now. She says that Khadijah better be retired because she's been a long time, has 8 grandchildren, and is running around with Scooter. And if you understand that, you know what you know.
You know what you know. I love Queen Latifah. We've been covering a lot of celebrities for a long time.
Yes.
She's one of my favourite people to bump into on a red carpet, to interview. She looks you in the eye. She's always got something funny, something witty. Yeah, she's chatty.
She will talk.
Yeah.
You better have 5 minutes if you're talking to Queen Latifah.
Some of them don't really
talk.
want to be there, but she really does. Our nicest of the day, and now our naughtiest of the day. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Our naughtiest of the day is Patti LuPone. So Patti LuPone has got into a really ugly fight with 2 Broadway stars. One is Audrey McDonald, who's arguably the biggest winning Broadway star of all time. She has more Tony Awards than anybody else. And Keisha Lewis, who's been in the business forever. She won a Tony for Hell's Kitchen, the Alicia Keys show. She said something really ugly that we're not going to repeat on this show about Keisha. She called her a female dog. She used the B word. We're not going to say it. And then she also went after Audra McDonald, saying she's not a friend. The Broadway community is really, really angry by this, about this. And Patti, you didn't need to say this. You chose to. And that makes you our naughtiest of the week. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Hey, let's end with a really nicest story. I like to go out on something that we call a moment of Rob. So for 15, 20, 28 minutes, we bring you all the celebrity news, all the celebrity gossip, but for a moment, just one moment, we're a little bit more deep. This is about you, not celebrities, not me, not Miss D. It's about you. Do the work. Let me explain. There are no shortcuts. There's not, Miss D. There's no excuses. There really isn't. And waiting for that magical inspiration to arrive, it ain't coming. You gotta do the work. If you had told me 20 years ago I'd be sitting here talking to you, living this amazing life, I wouldn't have believed it. And it's not because I'm particularly talented or particularly beautiful. It's that I work really hard. Do the work. We have lots of young people all the time, Misty, who want to get into the entertainment business, the reporting business, the TV business. They ask us for advice, and mine's really easy, and I'm happy to share it with you right now. It's 3 words. Do the work.
And that's how we've gotten to where we are today, to being on this stage. We have done it. We have stood in the curtains. We've watched celebrities. We've talked to them. We've been yelled at by publicists. We've done the work. And that's why we get to sit here today and have this lovely conversation.
Yeah, 28 minutes. That's all we are, our little show. 28 minutes has taken me 28 years of experience to get here. I hope you enjoy it. I know you love celebrities. I know that you love talking about them, finding information about them. So if we can channel that, if we can bring that into your lives once a week, we're really, really happy to do it. And once again, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. Tell your friends. Join the party. We're going to build a little community here. That is it for this week. Thank you so much for listening to the Naughty But Nice show. I'm Rob Shooter. This is my best friend, Miss D. And our little tagline, if you're going to be naughty,
you got to be nice.
Take care, everybody. Pip, pip.
Bye-bye.